thousands of other developer tools. So it protects about 3 billion users today from ever seeing those URLs. We're adapting those services to 2 enterprise-facing services, one called the Web Risk API, which detects malicious URLs on your website and in client apps. You pass us a URL before an end user sees it, and we'll tell you if we believe that that URL is phishing or malicious. The second tool is called phishing protection, which helps protect your users from phishing sites using your brand. So you give us a brand kit. We will scour the world looking for people using that brand for phishing purposes. We'll notify you. You can submit your own URLs to us, and we'll tell you if we believe they're malicious. What's really cool here is that typically what you would do at that point in time is submit to the domain registrar to try to remove that site, which may take weeks or months, depending on the registrar. What we can do is submit those into safe browsing, and within 30 minutes or less be protecting over 3 billion users around the world from ever seeing or clicking on those links that are impersonating your brand for phishing reasons. And the last one is on the fraud side, Recaptcha Enterprise. So Recaptcha Enterprise helps protect your website from fraudulent activity, spam, and abuse. So it builds on all of the goodness of Recaptcha, which is protecting over 2 million websites globally, with additional features and functionality that we've built in to help enterprises. And that leads me to the promised demo. So what we're going to attempt to do, and I'm hoping that you will oblige me with some audience participation. So if you're looking at your phone, look up here, but keep your phone out actually. So what we're gonna do is, there's a URL behind me, g.co/recaptcha/demo. And I'd like you to take out your phone and navigate to that. I'm gonna introduce my friend Aaron here. He is the engineering manager for Recaptcha and Recaptcha Enterprise. And Aaron and the team have crafted a simple website, which you should be seeing if you're going to g.co/recaptcha/demo. Don't worry, no humans were harmed in the making of this demo or will be harmed in the running of it. Nothing to worry about. So let's shift over to that page. This is what the page looks like. So what you should be seeing there is this simple page. I don't want you to enter your real username and password information for anything. This is a security session. But do just enter some gibberish. We're not recording any of it anyway, for anything you want for username and password, and then hit the login button. So while I give you a second to do that, what's happening behind the scenes is that we have implemented Recaptcha Enterprise against this site, and we are evaluating all of the transactions as you are entering your information and hitting login. This is the screen that you should get to if you are a legitimate user and not a robot. Okay, so what you won't see here, by the way, is a CAPTCHA. So we are operating invisibly behind the scenes, giving you all the benefit of more traditional Recaptcha solutions with none of the end user friction. So the team has also cooked up a quick chart which will show you just the outcome of the scores that we get. So the Recaptcha Enterprise score is much more granular. It's a 10-point system. And what we're doing is, here, let's switch over there. This chart will show us the people that have scored high, which is an indicator of a legitimate user, versus those that have scored a low, which is indicative of a bot or a malicious user. So it turns out, this is a huge relief to me personally, that none of you seem to be robots. So that's great. Our site is in great shape, or is it? Because unbeknownst to us, Aaron has gone rogue on us and has developed his own bot, which will attempt, for malicious purposes, to log into this website. So what the bot is doing behind the scenes is attempting to log in repeatedly, and as it does this, it's coded to any place where it gets stuck, take a screenshot, and then surface that screenshot for us here. So as a legitimate user, what you saw was the home page, and if somebody scores high in Recaptcha, what the site will do will just pass you through to the home page. If you score low, which is an indicator of a threat, then we'll actually put up a 2FA page, a two-factor authentication page for additional verification. So this protects the site. So what you're seeing here are, as it attempts to log in, over and over, it's getting the 2FA page because it's scoring low. And if we switch over to the graph again, we can now see there's about 250 of you, thank you, who responded to the page, real users, and we can now see about 17 bot login attempts. The reason codes are unique to Recaptcha Enterprise as well, and they are showing you that automation happened, and we've correctly identified these as bots. Okay, so imagine for a second that this is your website and not a basic website, protecting your new user creation, your logins, your transactions, your password verifications, and resets. And you can imagine how this is a great tool in your toolkit for prevention of fraud. All right, with that, let's switch over. We've got to wrap up. There are some things we didn't really get to. Apogee API security reporting, some great new reports in Apogee around the security posture of your APIs. And then data loss prevention has a great new user interface on top of it, which lets you run DLP with no code whatsoever. And then lastly, the identity platform, formerly CICP. This is now GA. You can use Google identities and identity management embedded inside of any app, anywhere, any service. Doesn't need to be a GCP service, can be anywhere, and you get the full capacity and scale of Google identities. With that, I'll pass back to Mike for our last 30-second wrap-up.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the demo. We want to quickly announce that, like we did in 2017, in 2018, we doubled the number of security partners that we have. As you come to Google Cloud, the vendors you already rely on and are tooled against are available. Many of these partners are now also customers of Google Cloud, and we hope their validation of our security validates your trust in us. So I won't go through the summary. We had a lot of announcements. There's announcements in GCP. We have a huge session on container security services. We hope you pay attention there. We believe we're a leader in container security. Identity and access announcements, G Suite announcements. We had over 30 announcements this week. If you want to hear more, if you want to see more, if you want to see more demos, we have 8 more security